What if your daily probiotic is actually wrecking your gut? That friendly lactobacillus might be feeding your bloating, brain fog, and cravings. In this video, we'll expose the Lactobacillus Paradox and why too much of a good thing can turn your microbiome against you. Hi, my name is Marc Bates. I'm a metabolic health coach, and this is part of my question and answer series. When good bacteria go bad, the hidden dangers of probiotics. So let's get to the question. This brings us to something you touched on earlier, the Lactobacillus Paradox. You mentioned that beneficial bacteria can become problematic in excessive quantities or inappropriate locations. Given what we know about strain specificity and individual variability, can you walk me through a concrete example of how a beneficial strain like the lactobacillus can actually cause harm? What are the warning signs that someone's microbiome balance has tipped from helpful to harmful? Yeah, absolutely a fantastic thing to think about. What you're referring to is a real and underappreciated phenomenon called dysbiotic dominance, or the Lactobacillus paradox is the more common name, where a classically beneficial microbe like lactobacillus becomes disruptive or pathogenic under certain conditions. This is a great example of how context, not category, determines whether a microbe is friend or foe. Let's break this down with a few concrete clinical examples. Okay? So, here's our problem. How lactobacillus dominance occurs in the small intestine. Okay, so it starts with potentially low stomach acid. And you can get this from PPIs, from aging, from an H. pylori type of infection. But basically, the stomach acid is low enough that it fails to sterilize the incoming bacteria. Okay? Frequent probiotic use plus refined carbs or prebiotics. These feed lactobacillus specifically out of proportion. Post-antibiotic dysbiosis wipes out competitors like Bacteroides and Faciobacterium. Okay? There's nothing stopping the lactobacillus from just overgrowing. And bacterial migration from the colon to the small intestine. This is called SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. And this is bad because bacteria are supposed to be in very specific places. If they're not there, things are not working right. Okay? So, what kind of warning signs do you have that this is becoming a problem? Right? So lactobacillus can become pathobiont, still technically commensal, but now causing damage, right? So this is when it's gone rogue. And so it looks like a couple things to you. One, it ferments carbohydrates too early in the gut, right? That's too high. So this produces excess hydrogen and lactate and basically gas production. You're feeling bloated all the time, right? You got gas, bloating, you got distension in your stomach. It disrupts brush border enzyme activity, okay? And these stop you from actually getting some of the nutrients that you're eating. And that's not good either, okay? So this leads to malabsorption, food sensitivities. Food sensitivities could be caused by having an overgrowth in your gut microbiome, okay? And of course, the all-important inflammation. Inflammation occurs on a lot of these things, where, especially with gut symptoms, that just causes overall body inflammation. That's just not good. All right. So what you're looking for: persistent bloating or belching, fatigue after carbs or fermented foods, right? Sugar cravings, histamine sensitivity, flushing or rashes, brain fog or depression, and elevated D-lactate in urine organic acids, right? And what you're looking at is early fermentation of lactobacillus, lactate buildup, some lactobacillus strains promote carb-seeking behavior, right? Lactobacillus casei and L-reutinae reduce histamine, okay? L-lactate accumulation, and Lactobacillus acidophilus, right, can cause the elevated D-lactate. Um, Once again, lactobacillus is good, but too much is not good, and that's why I really don't personally like probiotics as an answer to anything. Okay, so some practical implications for you. Okay, first and foremost, remember more probiotics isn't always better. Right? When the host's immune system, gut motility, or stomach acid is impaired, even the most friendly bugs can go feral. Okay, so don't don't take too many probiotics indefinitely without reassessment. Remember, probiotics should be taken for a specific purpose and over a specific time, not just as a general take them every day because it makes you feel better. The only people who benefit from that are the people who make probiotic supplements. Consider testing. Now, I'll tell you right now, these are not necessarily cheap tests, they're not necessarily easy. And things like GI map and organic salt acids and SIBO breath tests can tell you stuff, but they are also not the most scientifically backed testing. In other words, we don't have solid evidence that these things are 100% effective in producing what you want. Okay? Um, there are a good case can be made for adding some time restrictive eating and or fasting. Okay, that will help because your body will work against the overgrowth of the bacteria on its own. And if you're on the ketogenic or carnivore diet already, right, having an excess of lactobacillus is rare unless you're taking dairy and plus heavy probiotics or fermented foods frequently. If you're on a carnivore ketogenic diet, I would suggest reducing your dairy anyways. Dairy is one of those foods that uh, it is animal. It's got some good stuff in it, but because it is a product that's designed for calves, especially like cow's milk, for calves to drink and grow, it is not necessarily a product that helps you lose weight or become metabolically healthy. It's designed to plump you up. So just gotta be careful with dairy. All right. So if you have all of that, thank you for watching. If you have questions, let me know. If you have some common symptoms you'd like me to discuss in general, remember I'm not a diagnostic person. I'm not a doctor, but I can tell you what in general some symptoms are, and it's for educational purposes. So let's keep it that way. If you have questions, put them in the comment section. This is a community, and let's all grow and learn together. And also, if you haven't done so, please like, subscribe, and share this with a friend. It would help the channel a great deal. Thank you.